with the clubhouse building first. We're going to end up putting, I marked off some areas here. This is kind of where I want to put the building. And we're going to line the building up with this. And this is what we end up with. So what I did was I cut a square the size of the loading dock area that I wanted to, where I want it to be. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lift that square out of the thing, out of the foam. So I've already cut it, and this is where I ended up when I decided that maybe I'll do a video about it, so that, you know, maybe somebody else can figure out how to do this a little easier than I came across the process. So what I've done is, yeah, so now I've pulled out a square. This is going to be the loading dock, and I know it's deep, but have no fear, it won't stay like that. Now, I came to this dimension because I have a tractor trailer here. And what I did was I measured the length of the tractor trailer, and then I measured the height of the back end here, so I know how high this loading dock needs to be. So we came up to, I believe it was 1/4 of an inch. Actually, it's closer to 3/8. So we'll go with 3/8. So now that we have the loading dock cut out, what I'm going to do is so this foam goes in there like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure down 3/8 of an inch. So now we've measured the 3/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to draw a line right up to the front corner. So that's our line. That's where we're going to cut it. So then I need to make a line all the way across and up this side. So a second here, and we'll mark the other side. Okay, and we're going to mark this side the same way. We're going to go from the mark up to the front corner. So now we have that line, and then we're going to connect the lines in the back. So now I have that. So now that I have all of this, like this, all the way around, this top section is what needs to get cut out, so that when we set this back in, you have that drive down dock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a knife, and I stole this from the wife in the kitchen, so hopefully she doesn't find me with it. And we're just going to cut this straight down. The foam, I like the way it cuts and all, but sometimes, you know, on a big long cut like that, it's a little difficult. So now what I'm going to do, and this foam, by the way, is only insulation foam. I bought mine at Home Depot. You can buy it in multiple kinds, sizes, sheets, and panels. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and some sandpaper and a block, and we're going to sand this so that it's a smooth thing, because right now it's not very even. I have here some 80 grit sandpaper on a big block of oak that I have, and I use it for all that kind of stuff. And all I'm going to do is just sand this so that it's kind of even all the way across. We just don't want to go too deep at the bottom end, because that's going to make the loading dock, and if we go too deep then the truck won't match up, so it goes like that. But I see it's a little more, it's just a little bit off up toward here, so we're going to even that out a little bit up at this end. Okay, so I think we're good here now, and then we're going to set this down, push this in here just to make sure that it looks right, and then we can put this truck back in there, and we'll see how that matches. And it should be fine. See, and then we end up like that, and you have your dug in dock. So that's going to be fine. Now, to hold the foam in, because you don't want this moving any longer, we can, what I do, and I did this with this big piece as well, I use this caulking from Home Depot. It works really well, Dynaflex. It works really well and it dries fairly quick. It comes in different colors. Usually I use gray, just because it blends a little bit better with scenery stuff. I can cover it. I just happen to have almond. It doesn't really matter. So now we're going to put a little bit of this down on here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this building out because we don't want to damage it. And we're just going to sand these edges just a little bit to make sure they're flat and smooth, and down inside here as well. What we've built so far, and it didn't take a lot of work, and it was pretty easy.